Sebastian Mittel Martinez, MMA Unit, here at Danish MMA Night with Nick, the true Dane Bolna, who just got his biggest victory so far by defeating the UFC veteran Christian Colombo. All right, so that was a grueling fight. You said you can feel it. We can see it on your face as well. Yeah. What are your just spontaneous thoughts and emotions after such a grueling and tough fight?
There's a lot of emotions going on. I felt it right after the fight was over. I was not sure I was able to win this one. It was a close match, and I wanted 2 against 1, I think. Yeah. It was a tough fight, man. He hits as a train, and I got rocked a few times, and I feel it in my face right now. So, yeah. But I said from the start off, when we started to talk about the fight, and I agreed to it, that this fight is about who wants it the most. And I knew I didn't want to take anything from Christian, but I knew that I wanted this the most because my dream is bigger than his desire to win. So yeah, there was nothing to it. I knew that it was going to be, sorry my language, but fucking hard. And yeah, I just showed that I had heart, and I'm ready to take on this level. He's a good striker, and I wasn't able to take it to the ground. I got it to the ground one time. He was able to get up again. I wasn't able to take him down again at all. It wasn't exactly the game plan. The plan was to take him down, but not just to go after the takedown, but to set it up, then take him down. But I knew it was going to be hard, and he trained a lot against it, so it was more or less a stand-up fight. But you know, dirty boxing, the clinch, holding your head, do the uppercuts, do some elbows. I think I caught him one time with an elbow actually, so yeah, but we worked on this, and it's all about, you know, in the end it's all about who wants the most, who wants it when you step in. And yeah.
You showed it there because I think most people had it 1-1, that he had won the first round, you had won the second round.
Yeah.
Meaning the third would be decisive. Yeah. What, I mean, is that sort of like where you got that last energy of just you wanting it more, or was it something your coaches said? What was it in the third round that made you sort of collect everything?
I just think that, you know, I knew that it was probably 1-1, and I had to give all I had left, and I worked really hard in my conditioning and stuff before that fight. So I knew that I was able to go all 3 rounds, and this is the first fight I finished. This is the first fight that's going to the decision, but I worked all the pre-camp for this to go all 3 rounds, and I knew I was able to do it. So in the end, it was all about, yeah, the heart. Yeah.
And there was quite a bit of intensity leading up to the fight, you know, a little bit of stuff going on at the weigh-ins. And even during the fight, it looked like you wanted to touch gloves ahead of the third round. He didn't want any of that. Afterwards, well, you guys embraced. And he said something to me in the ring. What did he tell you?
Hey, he after the fight, he was more, as I know him, you know, respectful. And I told him that this was nothing about disrespecting him. This was about wanting to win a fight against a tough opponent. And he is a tough opponent. I'm sad to hear that he's going to retire because I got so much respect for him, and I told him after the fight, I respect you of all my heart, but this is a sport. This is about you have a goal, and no matter who they put in front of you, you'll be willing to say yes and take the fight. This is like, you hear it all the time in the UFC that they say no to fights and stuff like that, and then they get caught on all. This is about fighting. This is about willing to take every fight you get set in front of you. That's the business. There's nothing to it. You go in, you win, you lose, you fight. That's what it is. It's entertainment. It's everything. It's a sport. So, you know, I'm ready to take on what else comes next.
And just to touch up finishing on the fight, you know, when you were standing there waiting for the scorecards, like you said, you weren't sure if you'd won or not. What do you think was the deciding factor that made the judges choose you in the end?
I actually think I hit him more. I actually think I touched this, you know, maybe I didn't get those big punches, but I think I touched him face more times. I was more precise with my punches, especially the dirty ones. When we got in the clinch and clinched off, I hit him a lot of times. And I don't know if I pushed more forward in the last round. I actually can't remember. But it felt like that I was still going forward and feeling ready. So, you know, and yeah, I don't know. I was just, you know, I'm just happy to get the win.
Well, I mean, you have a right to be happy because, I mean, like you said, you didn't really get the takedowns you were planning, and he did manage to hold your own with him standing.
Yeah, and he hit me with some good punches. I think he hit me in the second round with a knee right to the face, but it didn't feel, you know, that didn't rock me. But there was some other times I was really rocked. There was one time in the first round, I think, where he hit me when he clinched me up, and I was like, whew, fuck, this is gonna be a long fight. So yeah.
And you know, you're definitely feeling the fight, but don't seem to have any obvious clear injuries as such.
No.
When do you think you can get in the cage again?
I think I'll be ready after the summer, maybe September, hopefully. I haven't talked to anybody about this, and I don't know if it's too late or anything. But I know Christian talked about the Ultimate Fighter. I know there've been a trial in May. I don't know if all the spots are taken, but I'm ready to go and take a try. I'm ready to go to the Contender Series. I'm ready to go everywhere. So I know there's a guy in Sweden who's fighting Cage Warriors. That could be a good fight as well. I fought Junior Carranza before, and I won in a submission wrestling fight against him. So maybe that's the next one. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that would definitely be an exciting fight as well. I think regardless, fans at home have a new heavyweight force to keep their eyes on. Nick, the true Dane Bolna, who just defeated UFC veteran Christian Colombo. So keep your eyes open. Cage Warriors, ACB coming to Malmo in August as well. Keep your eyes open and be sure to give this guy a call if you got a heavyweight bout coming up. Thanks a lot and congrats on the fight.
Thanks, Mitch. Always a pleasure.
Hey, likewise, man.